All right, Glenn Beck is exposing the Islamic invasion that is happening all across America right now.
Minneapolis, St. Paul, home now to the largest Somali Muslim population in America, over 90,000 strong. Prayer rooms in public schools. Let me say that again. Prayer rooms in public schools. God forbid you put a chapel in a public school, but you can put a damn prayer room for the Muslims in the public schools and nobody says anything? You want to talk about hate? You want to talk about bias? That would be a sign of it. Meanwhile, the call to prayer 5 times a day in neighborhoods, churches are closing, can't ring the church bells, but you got the call of prayer. This is not integration. This is replacement. One subsidized apartment at a time. That's what's happening here. Then you go to Dearborn, Michigan. 110,000 people, more than half of them are Middle Eastern descent. Vast majority of them Muslim. The largest mosque in North America.
And look, everything that Glenn Beck is saying right here is very true. You have to look at what's going on, and I've shared a lot of this content on this page about what's going on with the Islamic invasion that is happening all across America. Now, Minneapolis, St. Paul, when he talks about the Somali Muslim population there that has completely exploded and overwhelmed a lot of their local resources there. I went to Minneapolis right after the BLM riots in 2020. It was completely insane what I saw there. So now what's going on with that is that you have Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, who was just reelected, who literally had to exploit different Somali tribes in order to get the vote over his Somalian challenger. So this is what's going on in America. And when you look at what's going on, the most infuriating thing about all of this is that we are subsidizing this with our tax dollars. Our tax dollars are subsidizing prayer rooms in schools. When you look at Texas and you look at all of those mosques that are popping up all over Texas, again, I've shared this content as well. When you dig deep down into who is funding these things, it is all taxpayer-funded grants. We are talking about tens of millions of dollars, and this is just in Texas alone, right? That is going towards building and running and operating all of these mosques. What is this all about? What is the end game for this? And I sometimes don't think that liberals understood what they were doing, because liberals and Democrats were under this idea that if we could just kind of like get rid of all the white people or make white people the minority, then all of these non-white people were just going to come together and just like vote for Democrats and vote for socialism. We've obviously seen with the Trump movement and with the MAGA movement, all of that stuff, that is simply not the case. And it is not happening. And like I said, I believe that there's a lot of Democrats right now that honestly do not even know what they have done. They're trying to walk back what they've done. And I got to tell you, there's going to be some tough choices that are going to have to be made in this country over the next 20 to 30 years to deal with not only all of these people, but their children. Who are being subsidized by our taxes as well, by our archaic birthright citizenship laws, now citizens of this country. If that gets struck down by the Supreme Court, oh boy, it's going to be a good one. Get the popcorn.